When we think about Jesus, what comes to mind? Is it the image of a compassionate teacher, a healer, or perhaps a revolutionary figure who changed the course of history? Do we see him as just a good man, a wise teacher? Or do we recognize the profound impact he has had on countless lives across centuries? Or do we truly grasp the depths of his divinity, the idea that he is not just a historical figure but a divine presence that transcends time and space? You see, Jesus isn't just a figure in history, he is a living, breathing reality that continues to influence and inspire. He's God with us, living and breathing, knowing and seeing all. His presence is felt in the quiet moments of reflection and in the bustling chaos of our daily lives. That's a powerful truth, and it changes everything. It means that we are never alone, and that we have a constant source of strength and guidance. In the Bible, we discover that Jesus is more than just a man. He is God in the flesh. This revelation is the cornerstone of our faith. This means he possesses attributes that are beyond our human comprehension, attributes that make him unique and unparalleled. Two of these amazing attributes are his omniscience and his omnipresence. These qualities assure us that he is all-knowing and ever-present. Big words, but they hold incredible power for our lives today. They mean that Jesus is aware of every detail of our lives and is always with us, no matter where we are. These aren't just theological concepts to debate. They are truths that have practical implications for our daily living. They are powerful truths that can revolutionize our relationship with Christ. They remind us that we are deeply known and unconditionally loved. When we understand Jesus' omniscience and omnipresence, we begin to see him in a whole new light. We start to appreciate the depth of his love and the extent of his care for us. We experience his love more deeply, and we find strength and comfort in knowing he is always with us. This understanding transforms our lives, giving us hope and peace. Even before Jesus walked the earth, God's prophets spoke of his coming. They foretold his birth, his ministry, and even his death and resurrection. How did they know? God, in his infinite wisdom, revealed his plan through these chosen messengers. Isaiah, for example, prophesied about a coming Messiah who would be Wonderful Counselor, Mighty God, Everlasting Father, Prince of Peace, Isaiah 9:6. These titles weren't just poetic descriptions, they pointed to the divine nature of Jesus, revealing his omniscience and omnipresence even before his birth. These prophecies weren't just for the people of the Old Testament, they are for us today. They remind us that God has a plan and Jesus is at the center of it. Knowing that Jesus' coming was foretold centuries earlier deepens our faith and strengthens our belief in his power and authority. Omniscience. It's a big word, but it simply means that Jesus knows everything. He knows every thought we have, every word we speak, and every action we take. He knows our past, our present, and even our future. There's nothing hidden from him. Think about that for a moment. Jesus knows our deepest fears, our secret struggles, and even the things we're ashamed of. And yet he still loves us unconditionally. He doesn't love us because we are good, he loves us because he is good. This knowledge doesn't scare us, it comforts us, it tells us that we are never alone in our struggles. Jesus is right there with us, offering his love, grace, and guidance every step of the way. He sees our potential, even when we don't. And he's always there to help us become the best versions of ourselves. Section 4. Jesus' omnipresence. He is everywhere. Now let's talk about Jesus' omnipresence. This concept is one of the most comforting and awe-inspiring aspects of our faith. This means that Jesus is everywhere, at all times. No matter where we are, he is there with us. He's not limited by time or space. His presence transcends all physical boundaries. He's not just in heaven or in church. He's in the beauty of nature, in the quiet moments of our lives. He's with us right here, right now, in this very moment. Whether we are alone or with others, his presence is constant. Remember when Jesus said, "I am with you always, even to the end of the age," Matthew 28:20? He meant it. This promise is a cornerstone of our faith. No matter where we go or what we do, Jesus is there. In our joys and in our sorrows, his presence is unwavering. He's with us in our homes, in the laughter of our children, and in the quiet moments of reflection. At work, in the car, during our daily routines, and in the unexpected moments. Even in the darkest of places. In our fears and in our doubts, he is there to provide comfort and guidance. This truth is both humbling and empowering. It reminds us of the vastness of his love and the depth of his commitment to us. It's humbling because it reminds us that we are always in the presence of God. Every action, every thought is seen by him. But it's also empowering because it tells us that we are never alone. We have a divine companion who walks with us through every step of our journey. We have a constant companion, someone who understands us completely and loves us unconditionally. A friend who sticks closer than a twin, who shares in our joys and comforts us in our sorrows, who is always there to listen, to comfort, and to guide us. His presence is a source of strength and peace no matter where we are or what we face. Section 5. The Divine Dance, Omniscience and Omnipresence Together. Now let's imagine Jesus' omniscience and omnipresence working together. It's like a beautiful dance, perfectly synchronized and incredibly powerful. Because Jesus knows everything, he knows exactly what we need, even before we ask. And because he's everywhere, he can meet those needs in ways we never could have imagined. Think about it. Have you ever had a prayer answered in a way that seemed like more than just coincidence? Or have you ever felt a sense of peace and comfort in the midst of a storm? Those are just glimpses of Jesus' omniscience and omnipresence at work in our lives. When we truly grasp these attributes, our faith takes on a whole new dimension. We begin to see God's hand in everything. We find comfort in knowing that we are always loved, always guided, and always cared for. Section 6. Experiencing Jesus' practical steps for daily life. So how do we experience these amazing attributes in our everyday lives? How do we bring the divine into our daily routines and make our faith a living, breathing part of who we are? It's not about complicated rituals or mystical experiences. It's about finding God in the simplicity of our daily actions and thoughts. It's about cultivating a heart that's open to God's presence and seeking his wisdom in everything we do. This means being mindful and intentional in our actions. Start by talking to Jesus throughout the day. This can be done in moments of quiet reflection or even during your daily activities. Share your thoughts and feelings with him, just like you would with a close friend. Remember, he's always listening. Whether you're happy, sad, or confused, he wants to hear from you. Read the Bible and meditate on his words. The scriptures are a direct line to understanding his will and his love for us. Let his teachings sink deep into your heart and mind. Reflect on them and let them guide your decisions and actions. And don't forget to listen. In the hustle and bustle of life, it's easy to forget that communication with God is a two-way street. God speaks to us in many ways, through his word, through other people, and even through the quiet whispers of our hearts. Be open to these messages. As you practice these simple disciplines, you'll begin to experience Jesus' presence more and more in your life. You'll start to see his hand in the small details and the big moments. You'll find that he's closer than you ever imagined, and his love is more powerful than you ever dreamed possible. Embrace these practices and let them transform your daily life. Section 7. A closer walk, deepening your relationship with Christ. Understanding Jesus' omniscience and omnipresence isn't just about gaining knowledge. It's about deepening our relationship with him. It's about experiencing his love, his grace, and his power in a whole new way. When we truly grasp these attributes, our faith is transformed. We're no longer bound by fear or doubt. We're filled with hope, peace, and joy that surpasses all understanding. We find the strength to face any challenge, knowing that Jesus is right there with us every step of the way. So let's open our hearts to the wonder of Jesus' omniscience and omnipresence. Let's seek him with all our hearts, minds, and souls. And let's experience the joy of walking with him every single day of our lives.